Good morning, everyone. I am up early getting babies sealed up on the inside. I'll give you a quick peek in just 1 second. I always say, boy, these babies went by so slow, or these took so long. They were so fun to do. It feels like it went pretty fast. It didn't. I mean, it took a long time, but it doesn't feel like it took. And I am just putting some Mod Podge in their heads to glue down the hair, because when you root, the bottom part of the hair comes through the inside of the vinyl, and then you glue it down so that the hair doesn't come out. That doesn't mean it's not going to. Sometimes it does, and it still breaks off. And you know, these babies aren't designed for hard play, like, you know, the way kids play with objects. They're little pieces of artwork. People who do interact with them know to be gentle with them for the most part. I hope. I mean, we tell them to, but once it leaves here, it's their baby. They can do whatever they want to do. And when you get a baby from me, if you know, there's normal wear and tear, and if you pay the shipping, I can do my best to give them a bit of a facelift. And I don't work on babies that aren't mine. I've been asked before, and I just don't feel good about doing that, honestly. I didn't get to work yesterday because I had a colonoscopy. Oh my gosh. I didn't think that was going to be such a big deal, and it turned out being 2 days of not fun. And all the things that they let you have when you're doing that liquid fast are not things that I would normally eat, like Jell-O and popsicles and chicken broth. I mean, these are things that I would never eat in my normal day, that's for sure, but it wasn't the most pleasant thing. And for some people that I know, it wasn't a big deal at all. But for me, I really, really had a hard time. And the second dose that I took, the second 12 pills, I had to take at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I threw up the first bunch of pills. And then I was worried that I went through all of that and they were just going to send me home. And they said, nope, just take a break and keep taking them and keep going. Once I got there, it was easy. You know, they just put in an IV. They're really nice. It's super quick. They have a routine and they do one right after the other. So if you're over 50 and your doctor says, it's that time, you've got to go get this done, I would listen and go and do it. And I'm rooting in a way that is for effect. This is not micro or mono rooting, even though I'm using a fine needle and I'm using fine mohair. So not a lot of mohair is going in. No more than maybe 2 at a time, but in no way is this, you know, a delicate way of rooting, and I don't claim for it to be or pretend that it is. I think it looks pretty. Look how cute she is. So I have a little bug hat for her. Painting is just a little bit different than the rest of the babies. I really love the way she turned out. I'm still thinking about doing 2 little black dots here, and I may do that, just haven't done it yet. And Mr. Joseph's looking good. He's sweet. He still needs his curls styled, but his face is done. He's ready to go. And here's Clyde. I just need to give his eyelashes a trim. And I usually don't put long eyelashes on babies. But because they're circus babies, their eyelashes are a little bit longer than I'm used to leaving them. And I'm just fringing them out, I think. Just gonna give her super fringy long eyelashes. I barely gave her any eyelashes. And they're so light blue, you can barely see them. So I'm letting them go a little long for fun. Again, if this were a regular Reborn, I wouldn't do that. And they are regular Reborns, but they've just got this added bit. This little monkey. So satisfying making that cut. And I want these, I did these super thick, so I'm gonna make them very fringy. This sculpt translates well for alternatives. It's Aria Awake. She's a really cute baby. I'm filming myself styling hair because if somebody gets a baby from me, I want them to know how to return it to the way it's supposed to look. When babies arrive home, they don't have the same hairstyle they left here with. They got box head from their trip. There she is. And I actually might pop these guys back in the oven. This baby, I did not put eyelashes on, and I'm not sure I'm going to. Her eyes are super bright, and she just doesn't seem to need them. And I tried putting them in, and they were just a little overly much. And her eyes need to be pressed in a little bit. There they go. I used an eye that was a little bigger than asked for this doll. I tried the eyes, the size that they wanted me to use, and I wasn't getting the effect that I wanted. So in order to fit these in, I had to cut the eye pockets out. And so her eyes are being held in by Moleskin and E5000. And it was just messy and difficult. And I did not enjoy one bit of it, but I knew what I wanted and I wasn't going to change my mind. At one point I quit and I said, okay, I'm just gonna put in the right size and just be done with this. And I walked away and I came back and I said, no, that's not the way I want it to look. I'm gonna make these eyes fit by hook or by crook. So I got them in and I kind of like it. It's not for everyone, but I like it. And Miss Maggie. Oh, I love the way she turned out. And she got these big, beautiful, glammy eyelashes. And I am gonna leave them a little bit on the long side. Not this long, but I am gonna leave them long. So. I wanna make sure I dry brush these. I don't want any hair sticking to the vine. Did not use green hair. I did not make green hair. Mostly because when I went to go buy my dyes, there wasn't any green dye. So I did her hair in a really pretty blonde and a little bit of my blue, and the coloring turned out perfect. I'm so happy with it. There she is with her big, long tortoise eyelashes. They're so pretty. She's cute. That's a great sculpt. And this little pumpkin, I was going to turn her into a little bear or a kitty. And I changed my mind because I do. Because because sometimes you must. So I'm gonna go with a little bit more white in here. Once, meaning usually I set up for painting, then I set up for other things, and I'm still doing final touches here. And the problem with that is hair can get mixed up in paint really easily. And if you bake that in, oh my goodness, it is so horrible to try to get out. So I am doing something I don't usually do, but I really, really want to get her in the oven today and make costumes at the same time. It just makes more sense with the time that I have. And so what I do is, if I ever have to, and I don't make a habit of it, but if I ever have to bake a baby that already has hair, I do wet their hair and I set it and I give it a little extra condition. So we'll get her cooked, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of pink to the side of her hair. I think that'll look cute. I thought I'd get out here while everyone was asleep. So what I want to do first is show you the babies that are done. I have 3 of them that I made that have been done for a while. And then I have one that I'm going to costume and do later. That's going to be my raffle baby for the Valencia show. Hopefully I'll get it all done and entered on time. I'm not sure how that's working. I haven't been paying close attention to those deadlines. It's just been crazy busy here. Let me go grab those 3 babies that I did a while back, and I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I am turning into a wimp or I am just making my babies extra heavy. Here is her hat. So this baby is already dressed. Like I said, I did these babies a while back before I left to Tennessee, and so I was just kind of playing around with costuming. I kind of had this idea and I like the way it turned out, and I'm just giving her the once over, and I want you to see what she looks like with her hat on. She has this really great pale blonde hair, and she has painted blonde hair and little blue tips. And this is something new I'm doing by giving them these little side curls. I really love the effect. I think it's really cute. And their hats are tall. You might not be able to get a full view, but I will show you the best that I can. So this is what she looks like. Let me give you a little bit of her head. She has these little stripy pants on and these little polka dot blue socks with ribbons. I got this ribbon idea from the Twisted Beanstalk. I'm not always gonna do it. It just worked with this baby because I wanted to add a little pink at the bottom. So thank you, Bean, for that idea. That belongs to her. I think that's kind of one of those things that that she does that I don't think anybody else does, or I haven't seen anybody else do. I'll give you one more look. And this is Bountiful Baby's Marnie sculpt. That when she's not wearing her hat, she does have this cute little headband. And I actually have a little jacket for this baby that I haven't finished embellishing. I knew I had the jacket somewhere and I couldn't find it, and I finally found it yesterday. So I'm going to get to work on that later today. I think she turned out super cute. Look at that face. So she has two hats. I have her circus hat, which looks like this. And it's going to look adorable on her, as you can see. And then I also made this cute little pixie bonnet, which I absolutely love the way it looks. I'll pop it on her real quick. I won't tie it, but you kind of get the picture here. It looks just absolutely adorable. She is so tiny. These faces are cute. I didn't think they'd turn out this cute. One last look, and off she goes. She already has her little jacket. Oop, I lied. I put ribbons on her ankles too. I'm not going to make a habit of that. That's somebody else's thing, but I did borrow for those two babies. And these babies have black hair with just a little bit of color at the tips. I just highlighted it. Let me give you a look at her face. Sweet, sweet face. And I'm not paying attention to gender colors. Everything's just pastels and sweet and colorful and kitschy. And there's her little pixie bonnet. And I also made her a circus hat. So there's her little circus hat. It's pretty tall. It's kind of ridiculous, and I love that. But her jacket is done. It's like a little matador jacket. And it has a cute little tulle at the bottom. And little bear buttons on her pants. She's so cute. And it's not that this is the direction I'm going forever and ever. This is kind of just me pulling off to the side of the road and having some fun and frolicking through the flowers, you know, on a road trip. And I have to say, it was absolute great fun. So these next babies I have not dressed yet. I just made their costumes over the last couple days. Okay, so here we are. We have Owen awake with these crazy pale blue eyes. I'm madly in love with the way that baby's face turned out, even better than I expected. This baby has a little bit more of the creep factor, and that's okay with me. Just giving this hair a little bit of a comb. So she just has this cute little onesie. And over that, some of you may have seen the video when I bought this little Ralph Lauren dress. I had gone to a consignment store and I found it and I could not leave it there. I just thought it was so cute. It was one of those things in my stash I never used, but I could not give away. So I'm glad I kept it because I think it's gonna work out great with this baby. And she has a little neck ruffle. And I made her just to be in the dress and the onesie. And I made her these cute little socks with a little ducky clown on them. I may embellish the pants. I'm not sure if they need it. I don't think they need it. Sometimes less is more. And back on with the ducky socks. Aren't they cute? A little hat, little polka dots, very, very cute. And there she is. Not sure if you can get a really great shot of her. I'm not going to tie the hats just because it takes forever. Let's see, her hat is really tall. This is Little Miss Aria Awake. She is so teeny weeny. Look at how tiny she is. So cute. She has a little polka dot t-shirt. And she's little. I thought I was going to have trouble, but I was able to find some stuff. And I cut some stuff down, so that worked. And here are her little pants. Here's the trim. And I made her a little matador jacket. I'm just kind of digging that little style. I mean, you can't be in the circus without your neck ruffle, right? And I rooted her eyelashes really thick because I wanted you to be able to see that lavender. And she has really pretty blue eyes. Let's put her hat on. I did not make her a pixie hat. I may, I don't know. Just depends how much time I have. So there she is. Let me give you a closer look. Her little feet. I'm not sure if you can see how blue her eyes are, but they're pretty blue.